Top of the morning to you. I just did a little video and it's stupid. I was literally talking about like sun exposure, and then it dawned on me, like, some people are going to have different sun exposure based on which hemisphere they're in. Got to think of that. Well, I mean, most people are up here. So I am in Southwest Washington. I am zone B, 8B, zone B. It's either 8B or 8A, I can't remember. Anyways, so something that needs to be contemplated when you go to stick in a garden is, where does the sun travel in your area? So here it is May in Southwest Washington, like I said, zone 8B. And so our hours of daylight are obviously getting longer. And as you can see, the sun is already rising. So there is my east, and which means that over there is my west, and I'm facing kind of to the south. And so something that you need to think of when you stick in a garden is trees, barns, garages, shop, house. What is going to cast a shadow in the travel, in the day of travel with your sun? And here's why. Because when you go to stick in a garden and it says full sun, what that means is like 6 hours of sun a day. Some things, yes, and you learn this, but some things will do better with morning 6 hours or afternoon 6 hours, or doesn't matter 6 hours. But you need to try to have a garden space that's going to have 6 hours of sunlight a day. So when you're putting in your garden, or if you're deciding to start a garden, think about that and think about, which way does the sun travel in my area? What is potentially going to cast a shadow based on the travel of the sun? How is this little garden going to get 6 hours of sunlight a day? And so, yeah, like, that is definitely something to think about. So I have my raised box bed, and I put it where I put it. Here, I'll just turn. So I put it where I put it. And that fence is on the other, that's south. And the reason that I put this here, and even though it gets shaded from the fence, but the reason I put this here is because I have a 2-story house and a patch of asphalt. And I've done this before where I had a garden that had reflected heat off the south side of my house. It is not working out as well as I had hoped it would. So I'm gonna have different plans for here. But the future garden next year, and I'm going to say will be, because if I don't talk about it as in it's happening, then it won't happen, right? But that chicken coop right there, it has been working on, I've had the chickens working on cleaning up, not even necessarily cleaning up, just adding lots of poop to the ground. And then I've been mulching heavily over it because it's just going to help increase the fertility of the soil. But that is an area that I'm going to fence in, and hopefully next year I will be gardening over there. I have a different spot out the front that I'm going to be gardening this year as a temporary solution, because if I don't get a garden put in this year, I might go nuts. So there you have it. Think about this. When you go to put in a garden, think about your sun, and think about shade, and think about the area at which it travels. That's it. Now get growing.